Stop talking yourself down during the second half of your menstrual cycle. Here's what I mean. Your menstrual cycle can, for some individuals, affect your strength performance. And although it's very individual, most women can notice a slight change. But first, just a disclaimer, understand that these effects are always individual. So not everyone will feel even the slightest affected in their training by their menstrual cycle, but some might. And if you do, it can help to understand what is going on and what you actually could do to feel and perform better during this phase. So, your menstrual cycle, it's parted into two different phases, the follicular phase and the luteal phase, and of course ovulation. And these three phases, they feature different hormone levels. During the first phase, you have a decline in hormones, meaning more anabolic hormones instead. Here your body can also access carbohydrate stores and hydrate easier, which basically means that you have more energy and you perform better during your first phase, the first 2 weeks. So the first phase, it includes both your period and the week after. This is the follicular phase. And if you experience intense period cramps, however, the first week during your period, it could still be hard to perform as you lose blood and you may feel sick. And the same goes for ovulation. So although your hormones may be in your favor, cramps could limit you as well, and maybe then the second week of your cycle is going to be your best week. So at this time, I would say push yourself harder because you got more in you, but be aware of period cramps and listen to your body. Now, in the second phase of your cycle, the luteal phase, the last 2 weeks, you have a rise in progesterone and estrogen and a decline in anabolic hormones such as testosterone, for example. Now, estrogen can have an anabolic effect as well, but as the rest of the anabolic hormones goes down in production and progesterone goes up significantly, which has a catabolic effect, you are most likely going to notice a lot of differences in your performance, for most people at least. During the second phase, you may, for one, experience PMS and a slack in your recovery, because your sleep tends to get affected as your body temperature and sometimes heart rate goes up during this phase. A high body temperature, it causes a rise in BPM and also less effective sleep and recovery, while in your first phase, your body temperature is going to be more normal and even lower, and even during your sleep, as it should be, because a decrease in body temperature is actually what makes us fall asleep. Your sleep is incredibly important in order to recover properly. So as your menstrual cycle affects this, as it also can in loads of different ways, with that progesterone coming in with a catabolic effect, and like in the follicular phase, when your body more easily can access stores of carbohydrates. Now, in the luteal phase, your body is instead going to store those carbohydrates up even more and lock it in. So because of that, you will hold on to more water, feeling more bloated and have a reduced energy, meaning your body will need more energy from, yes, food. And of course, you will also need more water as it's easier to dehydrate during this phase. Now, you may ask, how do I then increase my chances of performing during the luteal phase when I feel my strength is decreasing sometimes? And now that is actually really hard to say because most previously sport medicine research has been researched on men. So we haven't gotten all this information, but we are getting more and more with more female athletes. But it's still an area that is quite inconsistent in the research, and also with the fact that everyone's experience is really individual, it gets even harder. But here are some general tips that might work for you if you already feel affected by your cycle. So, first thing, start tracking your menstrual cycle. There are tons of apps for this, for example, fitness watches. Start writing down patterns. How much fluid do you hold on to? How does your performance change? Does your mood change and hunger change? And how are your period and ovulation cramps? Now that you've tracked all of this and you know when your period arrives and when your luteal phase comes, you can start making adjustments to maybe actually prevent decreases in your performance and actually your mood. So first off, during your follicular phase, the first 2 weeks of your cycle, just go beast mode. Push yourself, sleep well, eat well, and roll with it. You might need more iron here because of loss in blood, as well as omega-3. Because of that loss in blood, you could cause some slight inflammation. And also drink water regularly. Now, your luteal phase, the second half of your cycle and the devil for performance. maybe switch to some lower intensity training, meaning lower weights, or just get what's there on the day, and don't compare your performance with your follicular phase because your numbers might go down, and that's okay. Eat more. Your body can't access carbohydrates just as well here, so even though your weight goes up and you feel and look more bloated, so you want to eat more, because especially carbohydrates here, because of your workouts to recover and perform better. So before and after workouts, more carbohydrates, and eat when you're hungry, because you probably will feel hungrier here, and that is also because this is a premenstrual phase. So your body is basically prepared to be pregnant, and also because of that it uses some more calories for this process specifically. So if you feel hungry, eat more. Just listen to your body during this phase basically. And of course, drink more water, as your body needs more during this phase. So more so, be aware of your water intake a little bit more than in your follicular phase. And last is to try to sleep in maybe a colder environment, because your body temperature, like I said, may rise here. So if you do sleep in a cooler room, it can make your sleep quality and therefore your recovery a bit better. Now remember, menstrual cycle effects on training are highly individual, and also when the performance differs can vary. So if you feel affected, track your cycle, understand how your body works, and most importantly, just do the best you can every day and you will still get better, and accept the process.